into this next media availability here. It's my honor to introduce the winner of the 2013 version of the Brickyard 400, Ryan Newman, driver of the number 31 Quicken Loans Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. Ryan, talk about the special moment that you experienced here last year and what it means coming back to the site of that win.
Well, I kind of said it here the last time, or last year was I didn't expect to win the pole. I didn't expect to win the race, and I don't know that you can expect to win anything. You have to kind of put yourself in position, but it was definitely a sweet and bittersweet victory for us last year. After going through being released, or in the future we're going to be released from Stewart-Haas, and coming back and having a little off weekend time, which didn't go the greatest, obviously, but in the end came back and capitalized on a good race car with our Quicken Loans Chevrolet at the time, and it was really special. And after winning Daytona, and then coming here winning this race, the two races that I know of that you become a champion when you win, it kind of hit me when I kissed that yard of bricks.
We're going to open it up now for questions, so if you can raise your hand and state your name and affiliation. We'll start off with Chris and then go to Tom, then to Dave.
Chris, MikeHetchins.com. Brian, can you talk about the progress that the RCR team has made and how you would evaluate the program just past the halfway point?
Well, we've got some better finishes underneath our belt in the last 3-4 races. 2 top 5s was something that we needed to get. Like I said, we've got to put ourselves in contention to win, which means being in the top 5, not in the top 10. Competition's tough, so we've progressed as a team. I don't think we're as good as we ultimately can be. I hope we're saving that for the chase. But collectively, the guys are doing a really good job. Just pure maintenance-wise, and every part of the race car is doing what it's supposed to. And we've been competitive everywhere. We just haven't been a winning race car everywhere. And come chase time, we're going to have to be.
Go to Tom, and then to Dave, and back to Marty.
Hi, Ryan. Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. If you were Mike Helton for a day, how would you change his schedule?
How would I change the schedule? He's got control of the schedule?
Well,
I thought Brian did.
Maybe. Whoever.
If I was NASCAR, how would I change the schedule? My answer to that would be not giving any, not being partial to any ISC or SMI tracks. I'd turn some racetracks into Wednesday night races, and the other ones would be Saturday night or sometimes Sunday afternoon when it made sense. I'd give us a little bit more off weekends. We can still run 36 or 38 races, but we don't need to be at the racetrack, especially at Daytona and Talladega, for 3, sometimes 4 days, especially with the inspection process. So I think just realigning it and giving us the opportunity to be on TV and be our own special event on a Wednesday night, especially in football season, would be good for our sport.
Go to Dave next, then back to Marty, and then up here to David.
Dave Palmer, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. This kind of goes out a little bit off of Chris's question, I guess, but how do you guys bring in, one driver who's established within the team, a guy from the outside, and then a guy who's a Sprint Cup rookie? Can you describe the sort of the blending process that you guys have done through this deep in the season?
We're all drivers, and in reality, it's just the opposite if you look at experience at RCR. I mean, Austin's got a lot of experience, not necessarily as a driver, but been there his entire life. Paul's moved around a little bit, maybe just one step, I think maybe more than I have career-wise. But resume-wise, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, I've been more victorious than either of them in the Cup Series. So I'm the newest guy with the most credibility and the least experience, and Austin's probably the youngest guy with the most experience, and has a rookie stripe on his tail. So it's and in the end, I don't think it really matters at all. I think Austin's doing a really good job as a rookie. Paul's proven that he's got more top 5s than I do, even though I'm ahead of him in points. So we've all been pretty consistent throughout the season. But for as versatile as our resumes are, and as versatile as our experiences at RCR, our results are fairly similar. I think the process of blending the people together from a driver to a team and / crew standpoint was kind of more on Richard's shoulders. For me, obviously, working with Luke, who has the engineering background and a very similar mind to mine, that was a no-brainer. And Austin, having the knowledge of RCR and the experience with Gil and his group of guys and the experience that they've had in the past with Kevin, went without saying with their successes. So, and Paul's been kind of chugging along with Slugger. So that's, it's been good.
Let's go to Marty Smith and up here to David.
Marty Smith, ESPN. Ryan, you know Stewart really well. What is dirt racing to him, and what was your reaction that he got in the thing and won the first time out?
Dirt racing to him is probably more special than sleeping in your own bed, and I understand it and I feel it because I went over and ran IRP last night in a Silver Crown car. I know what that bed feels like, not his bed, but a bed. And before you ask the next question, but ultimately it's just it's home. It's what's special to him. Some people love dogs, some people love cats. It's just what he loves, and it's what a lot of us love. But he's probably one of the few that gets the opportunity and has the resources to go experience it and do what he loves to do outside of doing what he loves to do.
We're going to go to David next, and then we'll close it out with Dustin.
David Caravella, NASCAR.com. Ryan, we've always seen how the temperature-sensitive nature of this racetrack can play a role in deciding who starts where in qualifying. How do you think that's going to play into strategy of group qualifying here? Is there going to be a lot of guys waiting around for the perfect sort of weather conditions before they go out, or how do you think it's going to play out?
I think it has the potential to be interesting because of the forecast for tomorrow afternoon and starting at 2:10. So there's potential for it to cloud up and become chaotic as qualifying goes through. It's steps, but in saying that, there's times where the track can sit for a little bit and get faster. So you might see a burst of cars at the start of qualifying, and then as qualifying goes, the tracks at this size, the windows for opportunities become smaller as the segments, the timing changes. So I think in the end, it's going to be get clean air and you got what you got. But the first session will probably be the most pivotal.
Go to Dustin.
If it doesn't rain. I heard most of your question, Wednesday night shows, and how would I foresee doing that. I think it all depends what that day is like. Obviously, if you go to a place like Pocono and it rains 3/4 of that day, it changes everything. And then you have obviously Thursday to work with. But I think situations like that, you'd have the crew guys come in on a Tuesday evening, Tuesday afternoon, let the tech the cars and whatever window of it is, let the guys go back and have a decent dinner with their team, and then come and start practice the next morning, practice, qualify, and race. You got the people in the grandstands for an entire day of activities, and they can sell hot dogs and all the other things that way.
Well, Ryan,
I'm no businessman, but I know from our scheduling standpoint that there's a lot of credibility to having some weekday races, especially when you consider who we're up against in the football season.
Ryan, we thank you for joining us today, but before you leave, I'd like to call to the stage Indianapolis Motor Speedway President Doug Bowles, who has something very special for you.
I had an opportunity a little while ago to present something to Jeff and talk about how great it is to have Hoosier natives winning the Brickyard 400. And we were so excited last year to add our third Hoosier as a winner here at the Brickyard 400, and certainly love to have you do a multiple one then, so that all three of our Hoosiers are multiple winners here. But one of the things that we do at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway has been a tradition for a long time, is we present a winner's ring to the winner of the Indianapolis 500 and also the Brickyard 400. So I would like to ask a great partner of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Mr. Ken Keltner with Herff Jones, to make a special presentation for you with your 2013 Brickyard 400 championship ring.
Thank you. Does any chance that this ring has any kind of key to it to be able to get in the gate to fish the ponds over here?
Absolutely. This will get you anywhere you want to go. Ryan, on behalf of the 4,600 employees of Herff Jones Company nationwide, I'm proud to present this ring to you to represent the champion of champions ring for the Brickyard 400. Congratulations, and it's a thrill, as Doug said, to see an Indiana, South Bend, Indiana guy and a Purdue University graduate running the oval. Congratulations.
Thank you. It'll go.
Well, you've got to wear it this way with the champion and 400 out, so when people see it, they'll know you're the champion.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan.
I wasn't kidding about the key to the fishing pond either.
We're going to do a